Okay, so this is the first review of the week. So this is about the previous week. I know I've probably done this on the Friday, but everything's been extremely busy. So last week, I went down to London to meet a brokerage in the centre of London, and well, it took about 5 hours to drive down to Luton Parkway, which is kind of my favourite spot to go park up and get the train in. You know, I think the trains are a lot easier when they're running than trying to drive and park in central London. From the train stations, then straight into the tube system, which for me is always interesting. I always manage to get the wrong journey or the wrong line. This time though, quite easily able to get to Bank. Bank tube station, again, really interesting. Multiple levels, multiple exits, and every single one of them probably not the one I needed. But able to get out straight into Bank, coming out to see the Bank of England and some of the statues and architecture. It's for someone that doesn't work there all the time, I think it's really interesting to see. The brokerage just round the corner from the tube station in the Bank area, kind of down a small alleyway, which looked like you were going into like a new mystical Harry Potter-esque world. Really quite tight in terms of space until you got into the brokerage. And the brokerage itself, walking in, really airy, really spacey. Actually felt that you were not in the centre of one of the biggest cities in the world, that you were probably out on the edges. So from there went into the meeting room, which was actually underground. Again, kind of probably a first for me, where meeting rooms underground, not above. But again, really airy, really spacey, really didn't feel claustrophobic or anything like that. So an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4 probably, presentation, lots of questions using the presentation packs we have, talking quite a lot about the case stories and some of the stories that the brokers had of when things have gone wrong in the past for them and their clients. So yeah, really, really good session. Straight back into the tube system, back onto the train to Luton Parkway, and get in the car. And the 5-hour journey from the way down actually turned into a 6.5-hour journey on the way up. But that's part and parcel of travelling down south from the north, really, I suppose. Next journey for that week was Birmingham, probably about 120 miles away. Once again, stopping at one of the park and ride stations, jumping on the train into Birmingham New Street, as the brokerage is just round the corner. I know some people like to park dead centre and are willing to pay the extra for that, but sometimes I actually like to get on the train, have that time where you're not driving, you're not concentrating fully on your journey, you just sat there getting ready mentally to prepare for what announced to a presentation or a performance. As some people who've witnessed my work might sometimes say, it's more of a performance than a presentation style. So into the brokerage with one of the AXA Connect's digital account managers, Tony, and spoke with the broker, seeing how they were doing things, what they wanted, what they needed. It's always interesting when you start a conversation and when you start your presentation for the MD for that brokerage to say, oh, by the way, everyone, just to let you know, we've taken out the radar support with the AXA MLP 2 weeks ago, so that's what we have as a broker, which sets a big difference of a tone, really, in the meetings. So again, another really enjoyable meeting. That night I was nighting out in Birmingham because I'd been invited to the Birmingham office the next day with AXA to their branch sales quarterly review. So again, nice refreshing sleep in compared to normal, having 2 small kids, and over to the meeting. Met all of the team who I've majority met before, worked with them and their brokers, and really went through what we needed to do, what they wanted to do, which brokers we hadn't seen yet, which brokers that maybe we had to go and see again. and also just some feedback on the work that we've done so far this year. All really positive and really interesting for me to see kind of the inner workings of the AXA Birmingham team. It was really a bit of an honour to do that. If you'd asked me 6 years ago, would I ever be able to sit in one of the world's largest insurance providers, city centre locations in Birmingham or Manchester or Bolton or London or Glasgow, I probably would have said no. There's no chance I could do that. But now I'm there on a regular basis, so it's very interesting to see where life takes us. The rest of the week, well, as always, catching up on emails due to the driving and the travelling, booking more diary visits, and obviously the most important thing at the end of the week is getting that expenses form in, because that's more fun that way. One of the strangest things I had this week was being able to listen to all the TED Talks that I've downloaded. So if you're not aware of them, TED are talks by people that want to impart knowledge and wisdom. I was introduced to TED by our CEO, Gary Gallen, and then we ran a TEDx event that I was really interested in, and to see how those events were managed and handled, but also the speakers themselves of what happened. So I was really lucky to be part of that team who ran it, but also part of the team that was able to listen and to understand what people wanted to impart knowledge to. So caught up on quite a few of them, and really just enjoyed my week. Another really good, fun week, always different within the Radar teams, and we'll see what the next week holds. Right, see you later.